Okay,
Uh,
so what were the questions?
oh yeah, I did have a question about Pride. Like, when did you first started doing that? Because my first experience with one of those events was, gosh, how many years back was it? Were you doing it when we had RuPaul drag stars there?
Yes, yes,
That
uh-huh.
was my first experience with it. So, was that the first one that you did, or?
No, no. So the first one was in 2010. That was at the Fox Theater here
Okay,
in Salinas, which was amazing because the way we started it is there was four of us. It was four of us, my wife, and two friends of ours that
founded it.
we were
Gotcha.
club promoters, right? But back then we were promoting the club scene, and a few members of the Pride celebration or the Salinas Pride group that had been prior to us, they were leaving, and so the last two members were moving out of town soon, and they said, well, the group has not been active. You're doing a lot for the LGBT community through these social nights that we were doing, nightlife. We were doing gay nightlife. Um, and they brought it to us and said, maybe you should expand into taking over. And so between the four of us, we thought, let's do this,
Yeah.
right? We're already doing this. We can do something different, and the community is definitely here. The support is here. And so, yeah, we took it from a small conversation to 2 weeks later, putting a Pride together. And so we put a Pride together, and we had over 500 people, I think. Yeah, close to five. It was close to 500 people on our first Pride, and it was just amazing. We had such a good response. It was amazing to
Honestly,
see
you
the
did such a
community
great
coming
job with it.
together.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I would have never
Yeah,
thought it
and
came from a small group of four people, honestly. Like, it was very well put together.
yeah, it was four of us, and just reaching out to our friends. Hey, we're putting a Pride together. What can we do? And so we had friends that were performers. We had friends that were singers. We had a dancing crew. We had a designer that was working on a fashion show, and so he put in the fashion show on Pride. So I mean, it was amazing. We had
Nice.
so much, and it was so loving.
Yeah, well, must have been friends in high places too, because you got some stars in there, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I
And
mean, we started reaching out.
yeah,
It's one of those things we have to make those calls and ask. It doesn't hurt to ask.
yeah, I was gonna say, how did you get some of the people that you got? Because I know that at the time, like, obviously the ones I remember was the RuPaul drag stars, Raven and Jujubee, I think it was.
Yes, it
Uh,
was Raven and Jujubee.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that was exciting for me because at the time, me and my fiance would watch a lot of that. So it was kind of like almost like starstruck. I was like, wait, these are real people coming to Salinas, like these are cool ass people coming in, like,
And we
so
brought them two years in a row.
nice. I didn't know that. I only knew about the first one. Yeah, so like, what did they just agree to come? Like, was that a big part of the budget too, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we did our legwork to fundraise, and we put in the time, we put in the effort to fundraise.
Nice.
We talked to them, we reached out to them, let them know, hey, we're a small organization, we're just starting out. We were very transparent, very honest with them, and luckily they were able to work with our budget.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, we brought them 2 years in a row, and it was amazing. Super, super cool, down to earth, by the way.
Nice.
Jujubee, oh my gosh, I mean, super, super amazing personality, but so down to earth. And it was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. I
They
remember even like they were going all out, but even your other guests that you had there like were just really good. I remember there was a dance group that did really well, and
oh my
it
gosh, yes,
was
the dance crew
honestly a
was
blast.
amazing.
Yeah, it was a blast, and even for me, where I maybe am not like the closest part of the community, I like to think that as like an advocate for the community at least, that it really included everyone. I didn't feel out of place at all. I was enjoying myself very much.
Yeah, and that has been a huge part of our organization from the beginning, because We want to make sure that it's not just LGBTQ, but it's for everyone. It doesn't matter where you come from, right?
Yeah.
What background you have, what preferences you have. We see it as a full rainbow, right? And so we wanted to unify absolutely everyone. If you were open-minded and you wanted to come and have fun and you wanted to learn about our community, we welcomed you with open arms.
Which I think is great, because I feel like a lot of, like, well, I don't want to say a lot of them. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but like, I enjoy the community of bringing people together of similar values. And then I enjoy the end goal of knowing that that's inclusive of everyone. So like, it's always great to have, little groups of people that are like very similar to each other, but it's so great when they open up and say like, hey, this is us, come join us and check us out too, and we'll learn about you, you learn about us, and actually make a community. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to be out of place if I don't particularly relate to someone, but I'm like, you seem super cool though, I want to hang out with you guys,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's about going for it,
Yeah.
Of course, yes, we have to get out of our shell, but if you don't feel comfortable, it's kind of tough to be there. But we wanted to make sure that we always were super, super inclusive of everyone.
It felt very inclusive. It felt awesome. It was just a great thing to go to.
Yeah, no, it was fun, and having Jujubee and Raven really opened the doors for us, because we were able to have Nina Sky either the year after or 2 years after that. We also had Nina J. Oh my gosh, who else did we have? I can't remember his name, but he's an artist from San Francisco. I can't remember his name. And then we also had Xavier Toscano, who's another artist from the Bay Area. Oh my gosh, yeah, but we've been super lucky to be able to have some amazing performers and a lot of support from our community. So
absolutely. Well, you've done a great job with it, and I think it really puts an eye on Pride in Salinas, because we didn't have anything super huge, and I think that the amount of content you put out, not just around the event, but just year long, showing support and working with different groups, is really cool. I really like that.
Yeah, we try to. So besides the Pride, so besides co-founding this organization and having yearly festivals, we wanted to make sure that we would support the community in other ways. So we started doing fundraising to support other local communities. So we do a lot of work with different nonprofit organizations, and one of our sister organizations is the Epicenter. The Epicenter has a program
My brother-in-law
that
works
advocates.
with them.
Oh yeah. They have a program that advocates for the LGBT community called Mi Gente, or Our Gente. It's called Our Gente, and we've been able to support them, do a lot of different work with them. They do the youth summit. They do another event that we
They do a lot of food drives too, right?
They do a lot of food drives, yes. So we like working with them, and we like working with other nonprofit organizations around the
We do have
community.
a question from the audience. MSete asks, what's your biggest obstacle at the moment, if any, and how can we support your journey? Great question.
That's a loaded question. It's a loaded question, but it's also a very simple question. I mean, MSete, you are awesome. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Loaded in the best ways.
Yeah. Biggest obstacle right now, I mean, I feel that there's constant obstacles all the time, especially with trying to do so many different things at the same time. My wife constantly tells me, you're putting too much on your plate, but I'm having fun with Twitch, right? I'm loving the community that we're building, the relationships that we're making, the networking. The Pride has been my baby since the beginning, right? I co-founded this organization, and it has become such a huge part of our community. We are working with so many different organizations. We are now working with community hospitals. We are now working with the school districts to do workshops, and just doing so much work that it's difficult to say, okay, I need to slow down. And then of course I have a full-time job that I absolutely love. I love what I do on my full-time job, and here at home, right? Because we have a 6-year-old who constantly is asking, mom, 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 mom. So it's definitely difficult to try to keep a balance. And I think that's the biggest obstacle. Trying to maintain a balance. Right. Trying to maintain a balance is difficult. But I mean, how ways to support, it is as simple as, coming to these events, sharing the events, letting people know. For example, right now, we are trying to promote our scholarships through Pride. We are giving 5 scholarships this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which in the past, we started with 1, 2, 3. We were able to do three scholarships last year. So this year we're giving 5 because COVID, right? We haven't been able to allocate those funds to other events. We've done a little here and there for sponsorships for community events, but we've been so blessed to have so much support from our community in the past. So we have allocated those funds to give them to
something kind of good came out of it
back in our community. Yeah. So now we're giving five $1,000 sponsorship or not scholarships this year. So yeah, I mean, even sharing that with people in the community. But yeah, I mean, that's one huge way that you can support the work that I do.
So is Salinas Valley Pride the organization itself, or is?
Yes, it's Salinas Valley Pride celebrations. We call it celebrations to differentiate from the prior organization that I believe was SVPC. Yes, SVPC. Gotcha. In fact, I was wearing my SVPC shirt on my last stream, and it was pretty cool because the logo is my friend Jacob designed that logo.
Nice.
And it's a heart. In the inside is SVPC, but the heart it's in the shape of a bubble, as in if you had an idea, right? Mm-hmm. But it's an idea with love.
Oh, I like that.
And it's SVPC.
Yeah.
It's like a thinking bubble, but in the shape of a heart. Yeah,
nice.
So that's really cool. And it's green. And so with the green screen on Wednesday, I didn't notice, but you could see through it. It was really cool.
That's hilarious. I know every time I grab a drink of my water, it disappears. I was actually looking around. I actually have Salinas Valley Pride Celebration merch on my wall too. I have one of those little tote bags.
Awesome. Yeah.
From the one where the 5 or the S in Salinas is a 5. Yeah.
Yes, that was a really cool design. Jacob also designed.
Nice. I love that one.
Yeah, we were celebrating our 5th year, and he made it as a hand, doing the 5, but also as a high 5, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And each finger, I think, if I remember correctly, it was rainbow. The whole thing was rainbow. So
nice. Are you still selling merch and stuff?
No, we have we ran out of all of our merch. Actually, we have the only merch item we have is T-shirts.
Okay.
So I have a crate full of
That's
T-shirts.
merch. I might have to pick one up from you. That's awesome.
Yeah, let me know. We still got different colors. I think we have green, blue, red, but we have some shirts. So let me know.
I'd love to rock one.
I'll send one your way.
What? You've never heard of Stream Savers? And you thought PewDiePie was the only YouTuber to make a game? I made a game too, and it's called Stream Savers, and it's available for pre-order right now for $9.99, and that's a great price.